Yo guys, up it's Milano here and I'm back with another video. So today I'll be teaching you guys, I'll technically be giving you guys a blueprint as to how I got a distinction for CAT in grade 10 and how I consistently got sixes thereafter. I got consistent sixes and a lot of distinctions in theory, which is paper 1. So basically guys, I'll be going over how the most important topics that you guys have to focus on. This will work for grade 10, 11 and 12 as well. You can apply these same techniques throughout throughout like the entire um syllabus of CAT from grade 10 up until grade 12. I'll give you guys two other websites as well, which I highly suggest that you guys check out, and I'll give you guys the most important things you guys should focus on. And this video, guys, is inspired by Lelo Mutise. Shout out to her. She inspired today's video, and because she technically asked me to give her some tips on how you guys could actually get better with your theory, right? So yeah, let's get straight into today's video, guys. So the first thing that I want you guys to note is the fact that the most important or the most chunky topic in your guys' exam the is the system technology part, because question 1, 2, 3 and 4 in most cases contains questions from system technologies, guys, and there's something you can't run away from. And in most cases that would add up to about, you could probably say it could add up to an easy 50 marks, 50 marks if you guys add it up in total, because it's 25 mark usually for question 4. And then we have question 1, 2 and 3. Question 1 is usually 10 marks, question 2 is 10 marks, question 3 is 5 marks, and question 4 is 25 marks on average, but in this particular question paper it is 12 marks. But when you get to grade 11 and 12, it will be structured in that order. So what I want you guys to focus on is the fact that system technologies is a huge topic and you guys should pay attention to it, right? So what I encourage you guys to do is to try and make bulletin points of the important information on the system technologies. I know it's not possible to study all of this, especially if you are on a tight time schedule right now, and especially if you guys are about to write CAT. It's impossible to study all of this in one go, especially if you haven't studied CAT throughout the year, right? But it's not too late to redeem yourself. It's not too late to get the distinction. It's not too late to pass CAT as well. It's just a matter of trying to understand what's going on. And I highly advise you guys to study CAT on a daily basis, at least for an hour a day, so that you guys can get the best possible mark. But if you're already in a situation where you're about to write a CAT exam, don't worry, I got you. I'll try to make sure that you pass with at least 50% and above, just by going through the things that I'm gonna help you guys go through today. So first of all, you have to know, right? You have to know what a computer is. Obviously, you have to know the basics, different types of computers. Obviously, like a server, what does a server do? It's a type of computer which which shares resources, right, and stuff like that. A mainframe is a powerful computing device which is commonly used in businesses and stuff like that. You guys should know this. There's no doubt about this. You guys should know this. You guys should know. What I highly advise you guys to do is to make bulletin points under each of the types of computers, right? And now the advantages and disadvantages of computers, they don't really ask this from my personal experience now, since I was a CAT student and I used to do pretty well. As I said, I'm going over how I got a distinction. I never actually focused on these types of questions, advantages of computers. I'll dive deeper into advantages of certain hardware devices, advantages of certain software, advantages of certain technologies and how they are used and stuff like that. But computers, come on, I don't really think, but don't let that catch you off guard. Go through these and read through them. But the main focus that I want you guys to go through today, like the main focus of this video, is basically the core topics, right? The big ones, such as system technologies, right? And it starts right here, guys. You guys gotta know what hardware is. You gotta know what software is by definition, right? So hardware, yeah, you guys have to know. Obviously, you guys have to know what input and output devices are. An input device is or just input in general is the data and instructions that are given to the computer. Output is whatever a computer produces as a result of its processing. You guys should know that. There's no doubt about that, because you guys could get asked that anyway, right? You have to know the most common input device is a keyboard, and you have to know a few output devices as well, and you have to know what type of input and output devices there are out there as well. So here's a few of them. You guys could go through this. There's a variety of different ones. I don't want to I'm not going to go through each and every one of these, but I just want to give you guys an example, and I want to show you guys what you guys should really focus on, right? So another point that I want to raise before we continue, guys, is that you guys should always try to give your best possible answer in these examination questions. Do not try to stay away from trying to answer this one question with different ways, right? In different ways, in a sense, because sometimes you can answer a question. Let me make an example of this question paper. You can answer a question in different you think you answered the question for 2 marks, but then you actually end up getting 1 mark because you repeated yourself and you said the same thing. So avoid doing that, guys. Try to give and be specific as possible as well. Try to give your best possible answer, be specific as well. So the next thing that I want you guys to go through is this right here, the pointing devices. These are always asked. They, especially the touch screen, they'll ask you why a touch screen is the most commonly used device in let me make an example. In a mobile phone, for example, you'll have to explain that it's more intuitive, it allows the user to interact efficiently with the device, stuff like that. You guys should go through this. This is very important as well, because they tend to ask this. They can give you a block and then let you write the appropriate pointing device for the particular scenario. And by the way, please do read your scenarios when it comes to questions. Don't just answer the question thinking that you know the answer, because sometimes the answer that you think is correct can be incorrect, and I had to learn that the hard way, because you have to read the scenario first, guys. So for question 4, this is my main focus. Question 4, guys. Question 1, 2, and 3, those are technically multiple choice questions, and question 3 is technically a true or false question. But question 4 is where the real thing starts, and you guys have to go through these right here. You have to go through these. But as I said yet again, if you're in a tight spot right now and you don't have all the time in the world to study everything in one go, what I would suggest is go through these as thoroughly as possible and make bulletin notes for yourself, and then try to memorize it from there. But I would highly advise you to create a timetable for yourself. If you still have time right now to study CAT efficiently, do use each and every second that you get effectively. And especially if you're doing maths, physics, life science, if you did doing those subjects, I completely understand the pressure that you guys are under, because I did those exact same subjects. Not that I'm bashing any other subject choices. I appreciate all of y'all and each and every subject choice. I'm just saying, like, I was in a position where I did maths, physics, life science, and CAT, and I understand the type of pressure that comes with those subjects. So what I did was I tried my best to study CAT at least for an hour per day, right? And if I didn't get that hour, I would cover it up on the weekends when I get some chance, some time, right? So yeah, that's what I would highly suggest you guys to do. And you have to know what biometric is. So biometric is basically using a biologically unique characteristic to identify a person, right? This can be done by using fingerprint scanning and stuff like that. You guys have to know what this is. This is easy 2 marks in an exam. This is an easy 2 mark question, so you guys have to know what that is right there. Headsets and speakers, these are all output devices. Just make sure that you go through them and try to get as much information as possible. And here's another one, guys. You guys have to know how to distinguish between a hard disk and a solid state drive. I don't know if they have it here. This particular textbook doesn't have a solid state drive. You guys have to know what the difference between the two is. So basically, a hard disk drive uses a mechanical disk to store data, right? And an SSD, which is a solid state drive, uses stores data electronically, right? It doesn't have a mechanical disk. Therefore, it cannot be easily damaged, because a hard disk drive relies on the disk which is inside the computer, inside the hard drive, right? So um these are also, I think you guys could cancel out this because we don't use CDs, DVDs, and those anymore. Because but if they do ask you for an advantage, just know the advantage and disadvantages. But CDs and DVDs are not used anymore. In most cases, like, they wouldn't really ask you about it unless it's a multiple choice question, where they would probably ask you which is the most effective way to store, to do a backup on. Then they'll maybe ask you for an hard drive, external drive. They ask you for an external drive, DVD, cloud storage, and stuff like that. Then you guys would have to choose from there. But on average, we don't really use these no more, guys. As well as memory cards. Some people still do use them. I am one of those people, actually. But for storing or making backups and stuff like that, these are effective for smartphones, in a sense. If they do ask you, you should provide this definition right here. Yeah, you should provide this definition right here. But anyways, guys, let's get into the fun stuff, right? So you gotta know what a CPU is, which is a central processing unit, which is technically the computer's brain, right? Think of it as the computer's brain. It measures the speed of the computer, right, in megahertz as well as gigahertz. But since it's 2024 right now, all of us are using processors which measure gigahertz, right? Which are measured in gigahertz. You should not be using a processor which is measured in megahertz in this day and age. That is too outdated. That is Pentium 3 and stuff like that from way back. So random access memory, this is basically random access memory is basically RAM, guys. This is to define RAM, I would definitely say a definition of RAM is temporary storage that is used by the CPU for processing, right? So this the RAM provides temporary storage for files which needs to be, which for data, in fact, which still needs to be processed by the CPU, right? And read-only memory, this one is non-volatile. In case you guys are wondering what volatile and non-volatile is, non-volatile just means that it can't run without power. So the RAM can't run without power. As soon as the computing device shuts off, the everything that's stored on the RAM also goes off, right? But read-only memory, the beautiful part about read-only memory is the fact that it can keep and maintain whatever was done upon it, right, without needing power. So software, guys, you have to know the difference between application software and system software. That is just a given. You have to know these two, guys. That is very, very important, because this is where a chunk of the marks can also come from. You guys have to know the difference between the two, and you must also give an example. So an example of application software would be Microsoft Word. Please just forgive me for my terrible writing right there. So and system software, an example of system software would be Windows 10, for an example, Microsoft Windows 10. So basically, system software, these are software which actually manages all the hardware devices on the computer, right? And it provides us with the graphical user interface. That's what system software are. It provides with the graphical user interface, such as Microsoft Windows 7, Linux, and there's also Mac OS, which provides us with that thing. Android is also an operating system, and which also falls under system software. Application software, however, are just the normal software that you guys use on a day-to-day basis. An example of another application software would be WhatsApp, Facebook, and stuff like that. But then you guys should also definitely, this is the most important part of software, guys. I'm gonna briefly go through this with you guys, but then yeah, this is the most important part about software, because this question is always asked. Not always, but in most cases, when they do ask about software, this is going to be in some way, somehow. So basically, a standalone software operating system is a complete operating system installed on a personal computer. As I said, I'm not going to go into that. That's self-explanatory. They have everything there for you guys. I want to get into these ones which people actually get wrong, in a sense. So freeware, this is software that is completely free, guys, for an unlimited period of time. They don't provide you with the source code, but this is completely free, right? It is free of charge. You don't need to pay for it. However, shareware is free for a limited period of time until the trial period ends, right? Where you have to purchase the full package of the application, right? That's what shareware is. It's like a software which you can download online and you can use for 30 days, and then you have to pay a subscription to use the particular application, right? So proprietary software, these are just software which you require to purchase a license in order to use them, right? Such as Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, and stuff like that. Microsoft Windows as well, the Windows 10, Windows 11, they do require you to pay for a license, right? The license, you do not own the software, but you own a license to use the software. And that is where you guys are going to hear about the end user license agreement, and I'm sure you guys went through it by now already. So just make sure that you do go through these are very important, guys. You have to go through these. So drivers and utilities. So drivers, these are basically application software which allow the computer to interact with its hardware devices, such as a mouse. It requires a driver which it is automatically installed, right? And utilities, you guys have to go through this as well. Just make sure that you guys make bulletin notes for yourself and then go through that. In this particular study guide, the thing that I love the most about it, there's like these questions that you guys can also use to test yourself. Yeah, you guys can definitely just test yourself. And the next section that I want to go through, guys, is actually networks. This is also a huge chunk in your exam. It's also, I think it's also 25 marks, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think it's also 25 marks. So you must obviously know what a network is. A network is two or more computing devices they are linked through communication channels to share data and information, right? Or to share resources in a sense. But go with the definition that you guys can find here. And then you must know the communication channels. These refer to the wires, right, which are used to connect the computing devices, and we sometimes call them network media. Don't let them confuse you. It's sometimes called network media as well. Examples of networks, there are so many. There's LAN, which is local area network. There's PAN. You guys in grade 10, you guys still do PAN, which is personal area network. You guys still do PAN, right? And then there's WAN, which is world area network, right? Wide area network, I think, yeah, right? So now yeah, you guys can go through this. As I said again, just highlight the things that you think are the most important, in a sense. Not that you think, but the things that they provide you here with that are the most important, because every bulletin point that they have something that's underneath it that could be seen as very important, because these are the type of things that you guys will need. And I would highly suggest you guys spend some time on networks, because they usually give a lot of marks which you easily, in fact, that you guys can score. So do pay a lot of time and attention to networks, guys. um Aims and objectives, okay, I'm not gonna go through that because that is self-explanatory. Advantages of networks, please go through these. Make sure that you at least have 3 of these, guys. 3 would be more than enough, in my opinion. 3, if you know 3 advantages, 3 disadvantages, that would be enough, because they usually ask 2-mark questions, right? They ask 2-mark questions. Give an advantage and explain that particular advantage. That would be a 2-mark question in CAT. So if you know 3 of these, that would be enough, right? So now the types of networks, yes, here we go. This is where I was. A personal area network, a LAN, and a WAN, a wide area network. This is where I was. I did explain that. And yeah, you guys should know at least 3 disadvantages, 3 advantages. And the network devices, these are also very, very, very important, guys. These are very, very important, because they always ask these. You must know what a modem is. You must know what a router is. You must know what a switch is. I'll try to go as brief as I possibly can, and I'll try to make it as fast as possible. So a modem is basically a device that allows a computer to connect to the internet, right? Yeah. And then a router allows multiple computers to connect to a network, right? Yeah, that's what a router is. And then a switch, but today, in today's economy, we can have a router which can act as both a modem and a router at the same time. You guys have to look out for that. So now a switch is a network device which controls all the devices that are connected within the network, right? So yeah, you guys should know that. An internet service provider, this is also very important. This is also very important. As they say here, an ISP is a company that provides a permanent fast internet connection, right? You guys have to know that. An example of an internet service provider would be MTN, here in South Africa, MTN, Vodacom, Telkom, etc. So now, as I said again, you guys can go through that. The last two sections that I want to focus on, guys, the internet, you guys could obviously also go through this. This is also very important. This is still part of network and internet technology, so you guys have to go through this. You guys have to go to the www, the World Wide Web. This is something you guys have to go through, as well as cybercrime, especially for you guys who are in grade 10. Cybercrime is also a topic that they dive into. Those fall under social implications. You guys have to go through those, as well as web browsers and search engines. This is very important. They'll ask you this question up until grade 12. I can guarantee you that they'll always ask you what the difference between a web browser and a search engine is. And wait, let me see another question here that they'll ask you up until grade 12. The World Wide Web, a web server. These are type of questions that you guys will do up until grade 12, as well as the World Wide Web. But this is just the concept of the World Wide Web. They explain it in detail. So now if they ask you what the internet is a global interconnected network of devices, right? It's on a global level. It's just a global interconnected network of devices. That's what the internet is, in case they ask you that. So browsing and searching, I don't really think they ask about this. I don't think they ask about this, but downloading and uploading, this is something they do ask about. They'll sometimes ask you what the difference between downloading and uploading is. You guys should know this. And let me see types of websites. Yeah. So emails, I don't really recall doing emails, but guys, don't sleep on web applications as well. Those are very important. I'm gonna just give you guys two disadvantages and two advantages of web-based applications. So I'm now gonna go up to the top. I don't think they have web-based applications in this particular study guide, but I'm gonna give you guys two advantages of web-based applications. So basically you can access them from anywhere, right, as long as you have an internet connection. And number two, they are always updated. That's web-based applications, right? And now the two disadvantages of web-based applications, right? I'm gonna give you guys only two. So from my memory, I'm not really sure if these disadvantages still apply, but this is from what I can remember. So the first one would be it can't be accessed without net connection. It's vice versa. They could also be used as a disadvantage as well as an advantage, right? So now another disadvantage of these web-based applications is the fact that I can't seem to get another one right now, but it will come back to me. It was just there right now, but it left. But anyways, guys, so what I want you guys to do is please do past papers, especially for you matrics, because trials are right around the corner and they're already happening right now. So I hope this is helping you all. Yeah, trials are definitely upon you guys. They already started last week, so good luck for the matriculants watching this video. And what I want you guys to know is for question 6, right? For question 6, question 4, question 5, those are system technologies and internet and network technologies. For question 6, I want you guys to focus on the things that you have learned throughout your PET. You must know what plagiarism is. You must know how accuracy and currency are found, and how can you tell if information is false and whatsoever. You guys shouldn't use the knowledge that you've gathered from your PET, right? So make sure that you don't sleep on that. Whatever you think is the answer is probably the answer when it comes to solution development, because you guys have learned it in your PET. The teacher might have and should have explained the core functions throughout the course of your PET, right? The core functions of plagiarism, for example, they tell you that you shouldn't plagiarize. You shouldn't just go on on Google and go take someone's information. There's a reason behind it. So use what you've learned there. Don't panic in the exam when you get to question 6. Apply whatever you have learned, because in most cases, whatever you've learned, just explain it as thorough as possible, and make sure that you are specific as possible as well. So what I want you guys to also do is to focus on new technologies such as AR, and AR is obviously now augmented reality, right? Focus on virtual reality, focus on artificial intelligence, focus on all types of new technologies which do come up as the years go by, because those are always asked in questions 7, I think 7, 8, 9, 10, around the age. So make sure that you guys check out those as well, and give, as I said guys, as I said earlier on, give CAT give every single question in CAT your best answer, right? Give it your best, and just my personal opinion for you guys is, if you don't know how to describe something according to the textbook, just say it as I almost said as possible, as fluent as you possibly can in your own words per se. Yeah, just put it down in the way that you understand it. That's what I'm trying to convey to you guys. Yeah, just try to put it down as much as you possibly can, in a sense, because if you can't get to a word, let me make an example. You can't get to proprietary software, right? You don't have to use the particular term to get the answer. You can just say software which require a license, then the person marking would understand what you're talking about. Try to be as specific in your answers as possible, and if you can't get this particular term, just explain it according to the best of your ability, right? And I want you guys to not make the mistake of skipping multiple choice questions. Please do not make the mistake of skipping multiple choice questions or coming back to multiple choice questions, because this is where the marks lie, and some people end up losing these marks because they tend to skip them. I know of a classmate of mine who once skipped question 1, question 2, and question 3. They went to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then they didn't get time to get back to the easy ones, and they lost a lot of marks. So do start from the start when it comes to CAT, because this is where it all begins, guys. And I want to wish you guys a good luck, and please do make time for CAT, especially now that it's trial exams for you guys who are in matric, and term 3 system 3 exams for you guys who are still in grade 10, 11. I want you guys to wish you guys the best of luck when it comes to this. And this is how I technically got a distinction in CAT, guys. I focused on these things that I taught you guys today, in fact. And also go through the Internet of Things, because that can also be asked. Please do go through ICTs, what ICT systems are. And please do know what ICT itself stands for: information communication technology. Know the definition. That's just the full word. Know the definition behind it. Know the different types, and please do know how ICT systems are used in the workplace. Do know what ergonomics is, RSI. Do know all those things, guys, that come with your grade 10 syllabus, your grade 10, 11, and 12 syllabus. Yeah, you guys have to go through those. You guys have to know the basics. You guys have to know what green computing is. You guys have to be aware how you guys can actually contribute to ineffective use of computing devices as well. So yeah, guys, that's basically about it. Also know the difference between data and information. Data is just raw and unprocessed. This is just raw and unprocessed facts such as numbers or text which are unprocessed, and information is just the opposite. It's processed data which is meaningful and can be used. And please do know the processing cycle, information processing cycle. Do know this. This is very important as well, because they can ask this at any point in time. So yeah, guys, that's it from me today. I wish you guys the best of luck when it comes to your exams. One last thing before I actually go. I highly advise you guys to go to ecexaminations.co.za if you live in the Eastern Cape, and please do use this website to the best of your ability, because most, if not all question papers for CAT which were ever written are found here. Some are found here in fact, but some of them aren't, obviously, because sometimes the teachers have to set up the exam. But then at the end of the day, this is where you're going to get the best papers for you. You know, this is going to be the best website. This should be your best friend, because they'll have each and every subject on here, and this will help you in case like you guys don't know of the site yet. I use this a lot in all my subjects, in fact, and it really helped me. So yeah, guys, I highly advise you guys to do past papers. Please do past papers. Do these and go through your textbook, because this is, if you don't go through this but you jump into this, you're not gonna make it. You have to go through here to get to here, and then you're going to succeed that way. So yeah, guys, I highly advise you guys to go through the steps and the things that I told you guys today, and I wish you guys the best of luck with your upcoming CAT exams. I'll see you guys in the next video where I'll definitely go through a grade 10, a grade 11, and a grade 12 past paper, full past papers for both paper 1 and paper 2 in CAT, because I want to try to help you guys as much as I possibly can. And if you want to get in contact with me, I will leave my Instagram link in the comment section of this video or in the description down below, either of the two. I will leave my Instagram link there, and I apologize for not being active lately, guys. I've been working on an album, since I am an artist as well. I've been working on an album these past few months, so I have been busy as well, but I'll definitely be consistent for these upcoming weeks, because I know it's a very important time for you guys, since you guys are writing exams now. I'll try my best to assist you guys with CAT as much as I possibly can. As I said, this is my blueprint. This is how I got a distinction in grade 10 term 1, and I got 6s ever since thereafter. I never got anything below 6 as far as I can recall. So I got 6s and stuff like that throughout my grade 11 career, throughout my grade 12 career as well, schooling career, obviously. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.